Yeah, this is the foundation that we have here. This is the foundation that we have here. We have got a very, very big foundation. One of the biggest foundations that we've ever built. We are looking at 8 blocks. 8 blocks. And these are 190 blocks, and we have got 8 of them. It's as if we are building a wall. And the reason is the ground was very bad. The ground was very bad. For it to be right, we had to work on it for 2 weeks. And I'm saying was because we had to work on this ground. When we got here, this ground wasn't like this. It was very bad. From the look of the things, when you were looking at it, it was seemingly not that bad. But then when you start to take the levels and trying to build to get to the correct level, this ground has been one of the worst grounds that we've ever worked on, because Simonstown by its nature is mountains, as you can see, and mountains are difficult terrains to work on. You understand? Very difficult terrains to work on. And it becomes difficult because when we also are quoting our clients in the market, they do not understand these things. Mostly the clients would think that you are being crazy, or you are being unreasonable, or you are being expensive, or you are exaggerating the price when you tell them that the price is going to be such an amount. And then there's always a lot of clients asking for price to be reduced. That is a very common thing that we experience. Every time clients would tell you, can you drop down the prices to suit my budget? Because our budget is not right. Can you drop down the prices to suit our budget? You can see these guys are taking measurements there, and they are taking the levels there. If you look at that, it's over a meter already, way over a meter. This is just the stoop that they are now doing. Just that stoop, as they are doing it, is going to take a lot of blocks and a lot of sand and a lot of stone. And imagine to fill that whole thing, just that stoop, to fill it in. You need a lot of rubber to fill it in. And rubber also is another expense of the project. So we have to understand, when we working in such terrains, that it's very costly to build foundations in such environments. Hence, most of the structures, they are on stilts. If you come to Simonstown and Fishhook, as you can see, that house is on poles. Those are called stilts or poles. All these properties that you see here, they are stilts. They can't sit on the foundation. It's not going to work. The only way is to put them on stilts or poles, or else you end up building this kind of a foundation where all your expenses of the project, they are going to the foundation without you even building your structure. You'd find out all the finances of the project will be finished on this stage. So to avoid that, it is important that clients, they are considerate when we send the quotations, because we know what we do. We've been building these structures for very long, and it's important that the client understands, especially when we send the first quotation, it's always the right one. But then we get clients asking us to drop down the prices and so on to suit their needs. Our budget is like this. Can you drop us the price? And there's a lot of market distortions. A lot of people have distorted this market of new tech houses. There's a lot of people building new tech houses who don't even know what they are doing. For example, they will come and tell a client that all this whole project, they can build it with. I've seen some funny quotations from clients saying, you're expensive. Some of the guys, they will say, oh, the whole work here, give us 70,000 rands. Yeah, because the idea is just to steal people's monies. They are not there to build. They're just stealing people's monies and running away. Scams. There's a lot of scams in the market. But when you look at genuine builders, people who know what they're doing, even someone watching this will tell you exactly how much this is likely to cost. This is probably a third of the entire project. Just to do this is a third, one third. And then one third of the entire project, you now need the other 2/3 to finance the whole project until completion. How is that possible? How is that possible? So there is either two ways. A client going forward in future, they must build their own foundation if they don't agree to our quotations, and we just come and build. Or else they have to accept the rightful amount that we'd have quoted on these projects. So yeah, that's the only way we can do this. Other than that, there is nothing to negotiate with clients. In as much as we might want to negotiate, but there's nothing we can negotiate, because at the end, you left with quite a lot of money that is needed to fund the project. You end up using your own finances in such situations. As you can see, our panels are ready, everything is ready, but what can we do now? We can't do anything until this is finished. And it's been 2 weeks doing the same thing, because it's an abnormal situation. Yeah, it's an abnormal foundation, because we are right on top of this mountain. I think by that tree, by those trees there on top of the house, we're on top. We're on top. So it is what it is. Going forward, that is the only way. So this is the trench for plumbing. Because today the inspector is coming. He came, he passed us on the trenches, but he's coming to make sure that the plumber is passed. And when he passed the plumber, we then can lay the pipes. All those things, they also need funding. The pipes themselves, plumbing material, you understand? But to a lot of people, they wouldn't understand that just this concrete floor has taken much of the money. Much of the expenses has gone here before we even built. 1/3 of the project is going on the foundation. So to people who say that others are cheaper, you must know that cheaper is not quality. No one who sells cheaper will be able to build this. Most of them, they run away from this kind of projects. They start, they don't finish, they run away. Cheaper is not quality. I would like to say competitive prices is what we can talk of. We provide competitive prices, not cheaper. No one can build this cheaper at all. Otherwise, if the client thinks that it's expensive, they must just build on their own. They must build on their own. And then we come here to anchor our new tech on top with this having been done. Yeah, so this is just to our clients on YouTube so that they can understand the challenges that comes with such terrains, such grounds, and so that they know that, okay, when we are quoting certain amounts, and then they tell us that, the bank has approved me X amount. Can you work down the quotation? Can you reduce down the quotation from X amount to X amount? Because the bank can't give me the amount that you have quoted. It's not going to work. The only way it can work is to reduce or to remove most of the finishings. That will be on that invoice, because you can't say that, for example, you have been quoted 385,000. Then you say the bank has given me 300,000. So can you please give me a quotation of 300? But I want everything. I want everything. I want all extras. How does it work? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. You'd rather take out 85,000 with what is worth 85,000 off with the client than financing that, because at the end the builder is the one that sits with this expensive project that needs to be funded. Yet there is a lot of money that has been taken out, yes, from that total that the builder was preferring, the one that the builder would have quoted to say this is the rightful amount. Yeah, so thank you. This is just to show the client the foundation and how expensive it is to build in mountainous areas. Like I said, there's two options: either the client builds on their own, or they accept the quotations as they are without asking them to be trimmed down or to be reduced, because it won't work. It's an expensive process.